Formula 1 returns to the Republic of Azerbaijan for the fourth round of the 2018 season, and coming into this round off the back of 3 different winners in the first 3 races from 3 different teams, and with a near 2 km long back straight here on the Azerbaijan circuit, notorious for presenting overtaking opportunities, could we see 4 different winners in 4 races come the end of the race on Sunday. Williams come to this race with an updated Martini livery, finally showing the red stripe and the Martini logo across the back of the car. However, there are no performance upgrades to speak of for the British outfit coming into this race meeting. However, Ferrari bring their first upgrade package of the season, an upgrade to the chassis as they look to better evenly balance the car and get on top of their 2018 Challenger before the championship runs away from them before it even has begun. However, Toyota, with the team turning all the heads in first practice as they come to this race with a striking new livery in conjunction with their new front wing and barge board upgrades, as the Japanese outfit still look for their all-elusive first victory in Formula 1. The long back straight here at Azerbaijan did nothing to improve Toro Rosso Honda's outlook, as Carlos Sainz would finish slowest of the cars in Q1. An absolute shocker from Hulkenberg sees him in 19th. Carmen Jordan would finally get off the back row for the first time this season, but still couldn't better teammate Rio Haryanto, as both McLarens complete row 9 of the grid. Pierre Gasly will make it 2 Toro Rossos out in Q1 once again, with Mick Schumacher only measuring 15th in Q2, and is severely out of position for what the Haas BMW is capable of. Daniel Kvyat would have started from 9th, however a 5-place penalty for a new gearbox demotes the Russian down to 14th. He's joined on row 7 by Jean-Eric Verne in the Ferrari. A good lap from Ricciardo sees the Aussie line up in 12th, and Adrian Sutter just misses out on his first top 10 start of the season, lining up 11th, but still gets a free choice of tyres. Kobayashi lines up in 10th place, but also gets a free choice of tyres, as originally he did qualify 11th before Daniel Kvyat's penalty, and he's joined on row 5 by Lance Stroll as the lead Haas. Max Verstappen qualified lead of the Red Bulls regardless, but could only manage P8. Pascal Wehrlein starts from P7 in the second of the Mercedes. Sebastian Vettel starts lead Ferrari from 6th, but an absolutely outstanding lap from Charles Leclerc sees the Monaco driver line up in his best position to date in 5th place for Sauber. Lewis Hamilton puts those new Toyota upgrades to great effect to line up in P4, his best of the season so far, and Robbie Kubica starts from 3rd in the second of the Williams. Fernando Alonso starts from P2, and Josh Tiro takes his 3rd pole position of the season, makes it 4 out of 4 for Williams on pole position so far. Hey guys, Taro here. Welcome back to the start of the round 4 of the season here on the formation lap. So if you have missed the previous round or any of the rounds this season, definitely go and check them out first so you know just the crazy close racing that's come so far this season. And now looking at Lewis Hamilton here in a massively upgraded Toyota, an absolutely striking new livery I have to say. It definitely has to be now the new best looking car on the grid, that Toyota. Some great upgrades starting from P4, so they've got some good 1 lap pace. Let's see now if that Toyota got some good race pace. Also, the driver starting right behind Lewis Hamilton is Charles Leclerc. Yeah, that Sauber is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. And with the back straight here on the Baku City Circuit, pretty much like being like a motorway. You'd think that with some low drag, you'd be able to pull out something pretty special. And also, Daniel Kvyat's going to have to pull out something pretty special. Well, only qualifying 9th, so that Cosworth Pony really isn't looking good here. And in race pace, he's going to need to pull something special out of the bag if Kvyat wants to get back into the top 12 points places. Now come back to us now, starting in pole position, our 3rd pole position of the season, and Williams definitely got a good stronghold. I know this car's been mega over 1 lap. We found Alonso starting there in P2, but Alonso, he's always mega off the start, so he's going to be something to need to look out for at the start. And also Lewis Hamilton, the real unknown for this race as well. You've seen that Toyota's upgrades have worked pretty well, but it seems it depends how they work on race pace, because 1 lap pace is one thing, pretty much what Williams has, but now coming to the 5 red lights now for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. Can we get good stuff from pole position? Like we pre Alonso. Actually, Alonso gets a good start on the second phase. Then to tell Alonso's already cleared us. So we can try and hold it right outside. Alonso just blocks off to the middle of the track there. Great defending there from the 2-time world champion. Now we'll go on the run now. Down into centre. Alonso is easily clear in front of us now. We're getting real all over the back now of that Mercedes. Now we're going to get the slipstream now because no DRS when we're activated for the next 2 laps. Actually, we've got a team at Robbie Kubica. They're looking all over us. Kubica getting a load of slipstream. He's going to pull 2 hours inside now. We'll say, oh, my Kubica car's perfectly even now, coming up side by side now into turn 3. We're trying to hold it up this time. We get the power down and just managed to hold it around the outside. And our team, Kubica, is looking absolutely mega off the start here, because him and Alonso being fairly even in the championship so far, because pretty much is everyone with 3 different winners so far. So any advantage that you could gain now could prove crucial later on in the championship as you get a nice panning cam shot here, and all the lead cars making their way through the first of the chicanes. Just like everyone else behind us is still pretty much stayed in near enough the same position that they were in. But of course me and Kubica are battling, and that's just allowed Fernando Alonso to pull away a gap by about a second or so between me and Alonso so far. But now coming through the castle section here, this bit of the track is where I have some pretty good pace. So the castle section coming through here, I get some pretty good launch out of the corners and leave pretty much Kubica for dead at that point. Just landing through here where because maybe I'm running a bit more downforce than what our teammate Robert Kubica is, because he definitely looks like he's got the pace in a straight line. Maybe have a bit more pace through the corners. We get taking horrible lines like that. We're not going to have any pace through any of the corners. That's pretty much just destroyed the gap that we had. Now we've got Kubica right up behind us now, coming now onto this long back straight, and even with a bin to be winning, I think even if the Toro Rosso was behind us at this point, down the straight with DRS and that, they'd be flying straight past us, because you just couldn't do anything to defend it. You get a little bit tight with the wall. So much so lucky there not to lop off our front wheel. It's going to club momentum now. Robert Kubica actually going to shoot straight around us. Of course, no DRS, like I said, once again. We were just using the ERS modes, and actually here goes Lewis Hamilton in the Toyota as well. Some mega pace in that Toyota. He's going to pull 3 wide now, sandwiching our teammate Robert Kubica trying to mid-line to turn 1. Who's going to come out here? It's like Kubica is still going to try to hold it around the outside line, and they've still got Hamilton look to make a move on the inside line. Has to tuck back into behind the teammate. Now Kubica goes defensive with a huge lock up though from our team. Imagine coming under pressure from a Toyota wasn't in the Williams game plan for this race. And this could be dragging it down into turn 3. It's like a Hamilton's going to pull clear, but that straight line speed of this Williams is coming into his own now. Kubica is still coming up now into turn 3. Can't see this camera view now. Coming in now into turn 3. Kubica is going to try and hold it around the outside line. Over Lewis Hamilton, but Hamilton forces Kubica over to the wall and forces his way through. Great turn of speed from that Toyota. I had no idea that Toyota was going to be so quick in straight line as well. Of course, you think they're bringing aero updates, it might possibly be slow in straight line, but it looks like maybe those updates are working towards the philosophy of the Mercedes car, which is still low drag. That's some great downforce over it as well. We have to go now. Teammate Kubica has to go defensive for us now, because imagine you got all flustered trying to defend from Lewis Hamilton. His eyes not in the game in a minute now, because imagine he's still a bit dumbfounded about being overtaken by Toyota. And actually, now cutting a bit further on. There's apologies for the little jump cut there, but if any of you have played F1 2018, you'll know about the screen freezes on PC. So I just had to cut that a little bit out just to where the game's like running fine again. So there's a few there in this race, so I'll just say that now. But we've got Charles Leclerc though in the Sauber right to be honest. Now that Sauber is a complete bullet in straight line, I think even more than what the 2016 Manor was back in Season 3. Now then, coming now through the essay section here on the straight. And if this was just pure straight line, I think I'd like that a bit more for what this Williams is, because it doesn't really seem to be working too well through the high-speed S's there. And actually you got Charles Leclerc actually going to pull side by side now. Oh my god, so much speed in that Sauber. Where is he getting that massive rocky straight line speed from? Now here goes the Ferrari one, Sebastian Vettel. Of course, 2 Ferrari power cars here. You think that'd be pretty same in straight line speed. Now coming down into turn 1, trying to hold it now around the outside line. While Charles Leclerc can try and pinch Leclerc to the exit, because well, that Sauber may well be fast, but definitely hasn't got the downforce of what this Williams has and what the Toyota has as well, even with its great straight line speed as well. I'm try and go for a sort of switchback line, but Leclerc there covers the racing line. But now actually now with DRS now, because it is lap 3 of the race, so there's 2 detection points here. Now we're getting back in the back now. Charles Leclerc going to pull back to the inside now of this Sauber Alfa Romeo now into turn 3. Leclerc's going to try and hold it around that line. We just forced out the Monaco driver, almost forcing him to scare him out of the corner there, so almost going straight on into the wall. There's so much more speed there. And look behind now, we've got Pascal Wehrlein doing battle now with one of the Ferraris. Is that Sebastian Vettel or Jean-Luc Vergne? I think that may well be Sebastian Vettel, who got Charles Leclerc's car from in front of us. So Wehrlein's been pretty much ineffective so far in this season. We haven't really seen all too much of the German. And Alonso really is putting Pascal Wehrlein to shame so far. So we need to use on the here now, coming up now through into the concession. Going to sort this out quickly. And Vettel just pulls in front of Pascal Wehrlein. Managing Wehrlein had to back out of the corner there, because there's no way you can go too wide through here. Barely, you can barely even get one car through this castle section. Maybe you could have got some of the old spec cars there side by side, but no way you can get these current spec cars side by side. Now moving on to lap 4, one lap further on. We now got Kamui Kobayashi behind us. Kobayashi started in P11. He's on a set of super soft tyres. He's made his way up now into P5. That Toyota is looking absolutely unstoppable so far on that pace. Now, imagine actually there he goes flying straight past us now. We're going to make a very late call to come into the pits now for our first stop of the race, because we're starting on a set of the ultra soft tyres, which you have to do if you qualify, if you get through from Q2 into Q3 on these tyres, which everyone in the top half has. So there's quite a few cars coming behind us as well. And we're going to a set of the super soft tyres for our first stop of the race now. If we go into a set of supers here, and we go into another set of supers later on, or maybe another set of ultras if we can stretch this stint out long enough. Coming back out now onto the track, looking in pretty clear air. I mean, you would expect, since we're the first ones to pit really, along with all the cars behind us, so we're going to have to worry about any cars in front of us now for a while. Yeah, but moving a bit further on though, catching up to a car. It was this Robert Kubica, so I can't quite tell from this camera view, because it's a white car regardless of what it is, which I think is our teammate Kubica. So Kubica's already made his first stop of the race as well. Now he's actually going to pull Sauber with the Toro Rosso. He's got so much more speed than that Toro Rosso Honda coming down now. And so we're going to try and make a dive up the inside of that Toro Rosso, I think, of Carlos Sainz. Can't quite see though which one it is, but either way, it's one of the Toro Rossos. Now you can stay essentially to try and find out after the two McLarens. And you've got Rio Haryanto actually behind Carmen Jorda. So, like I said, back in Bahrain, Jorda's having a pretty good time in his pace in his past few races. And Haryanto going into the DRS, but oh my god, the straight line speed of this BMW Williams. The McLarens aren't even there with DRS, and actually Haryanto's going to go for the inside of Jorda. So Haryanto has a defensive move into a possible overtake on Carmen Jordan. Jordan eventually gets completely flustered and while expecting a team to make a move up the inside. You've seen that the straight line speed difference between the McLaren Renault and the Williams BMW. You've got so much more straight line speed, even with DRS, so the DRS should be the pace. You guys are going all over the back now of Carlos Sainz going so slowly, imagine. So staying on super soft tyres as well, so their tyres have done several outside now, their tyres are going to be pretty going off at this point. Now Sainz going defensive to the inside line, coming into the gas station, we're still going to try and hold it right around the outside. He's just going to drive right outside like Carlos Sainz, like he's not even there. When Sainz going defensive because he was just supposed to make a move because he can't go too wide. So he's catching, so we get a huge tank flapper though through the castle section. Now we get another one down the curve. This is completely lighting up the rear tyres. I mean, imagine it might be nice to look at, but it's not going to do anything to result in a great long run pace for us to keep lighting up the tyres like that. Imagine it's still. Sainz just surely wasn't expecting us to make that move now. And actually, you got Robbie Kubica making a move around outside of Carmen Jordan. Some mean Kubica finding places that you can't overtake cars. And he's going to make the move running outside of Carmen Jordan. Great move from my teammate Robbie Kubica, so making outside overtakes in the most unorthodox places possible. Now then, coming down this really long straight now, we're all up behind the back now of Carmen Jordan. And now going to be a McLaren Renault versus BMW Williams. There's going to be no fight whatsoever. They get a bit wiggly down in the dirty because this Williams is a front running car, been designed to work in, not too well in dirty, imagine to work up front. Now we pull side by side now and just blast past Carmen Jordan as a teammate Robbie Kubica, as he has already blasted past Rio Haryanto on the run now down. It's someone getting all very close to the back there of Rio Haryanto, but not quite close to the Indonesian to make a move into turn one. But imagine it's just going to be a matter of time now coming in now. Into turn two, still not quite close to make a move up the inside, but now we're going to get DRS now on the back of Rio Haryanto, and this should be an easy move coming up now into turn three, getting in the switch team and DRS, even though Haryanto has DRS as well. We're going to pull to the inside of the Indonesian. It's going to blast past Rio Haryanto, coming down now into the breakdown. Haryanto goes, that's a good defensive to the outside line, trying to hold it inside, but no, that McLaren just doesn't have the outright downforce, or definitely doesn't have the chassis anyway, since that chassis was built around a Honda engine and that's had to fit a Renault engine in it instead. Now then, moving a bit further on, looking a bit further on another battle, we've got our teammate Kubica makes a move up the inside there of one of the Renaults. Of course, these Renaults, or because definitely Hulkenberg starting down in P19s, they'll be trying one stop. But actually, is this Hulkenberg? I can't quite see from the helmet there, and indeed it is Nico Hulkenberg starting down in P19, so Hulkenberg's definitely got a lot to prove, although that Renault still doesn't have ERS yet, so as though he's still going to be pretty much just sitting duck in a straight line. Coming down now into turn 3, we're not quite close enough though to the back of Hulkenberg to make a move on the German, because on a set of super soft tyres as well, so possibly trying a one stop like everyone else who started outside of the top 10. And well, I don't know if Kvyat started starting his tyres, because he qualified in the top 10 but demoted down, so I don't know what tyres Kvyat actually started on. So actually, apologies for that corner cut there, wasn't the best line in the world from us, but didn't really gain anything from that, so I think we might be just about lucky enough to get away with that there. We're still all over the back though of Nico Hulkenberg through the castle section now. There's going to be nothing we can do. We're going to have to stick behind Hulkenberg through here. Maybe we can try and make the move around the outside if we can get close enough that our teammate Robbie Kubica did onto Carmen Jordan a few laps ago. But now coming out of this castle section here, we can try and put the power down out of that corner. We're still gaining on that Renault because the Renault's been on that set of super soft tyres now for 10 laps of the race, so his tyres are going to be absolutely done now at this point. And they're coming on to breaking now into the start of the third sector. We're finding last time through there, still almost making contact with the wall. We're looking not to lop off a wheel off on first lap of the race. It's definitely doing making any more contact with the wall. I'll actually go about half a second slower than our personal best lap, because losing so much time here behind the Renault Hulkenberg. You can see how much Robbie Kubica has already just pulled away from us into this in about 2.5 seconds up the road already. But now we're gaining in the situation, even with DRS here, just pure engine power, pure slipstream as well. And they're now coming now with the DRS. I'm just going to breeze past Nico Hulkenberg. Like that Renault is just completely standing still. He's got absolutely no defense to us whatsoever. Coming down now into turn 1, Hulkenberg, is he going to try and mega dive from back of the inside? No, because Hulkenberg's definitely not that kind of driver. Actually, there we got the lead of the Taurus, I think this is. Actually, it looks like Pierre Gasly, I think I just saw from the car number on the side. Actually, it looks like that's definitely Pierre Gasly. And even if this isn't the lead Toro Rosso, which I'm pretty sure it is, a Toro Rosso Honda is keeping up with a works Renault. And with how Toro Rosso Honda started this season, that's definitely got to be signs of progress for the Italian team, since they are in effect a works team for this season, since they are the only team running a Honda engine. Imagine Hulkenberg still wasn't imagining he'd have to fight a Toro Rosso in this race. Now, looking a bit further on now, looking actually at one of the Toyotas, I think this might be Kamui Kobayashi, who's an absolute wide of his own here. And he's coming into the pit, whichever the Toyota is. It looks like it definitely is Kobayashi, because he started on the set of the super soft tyres, so this would be probably the opportune time for all the one-stoppers to probably come in now and make their stop And he's going to go onto a set of the soft tyres, I think. I think that are the hard tyres. I can't quite see there from that camera angle what tyres they're actually going onto. Looks like it is indeed a set of soft tyres there for Kamui Kobayashi. We've got the Sauber of Adrian Sutter here, started just outside the top 10, so a great starting position as well. From Sutter goes on to set of soft tyres as well, so it's like they're looking now for their one and only stop of the race, and like that has to be behind as well, which has to be Mick Schumacher because Lance Stroll started from P9. Now coming out now, in turn 1 you got Adrian Sutter here, just coming out behind one of the Ferraris, and actually just in front of one another, so the British got a Ferrari sandwich here, but Sutter currently finds himself in. But now on to lap 13. We're currently in P4, Kubica is just slowly still pulling away from us, about 3-4 seconds in front of us. Actually we've got Kamui Kobayashi up behind us once again. I'm getting a bit of a feeling deja vu as we run out horribly right of that corner there. Our tyres are now starting to go. We've been on them for about 9 laps now. Look, still, we've got Kobayashi, he's already made his stop onto a set of soft tyres. He's got so much pace over the back of us now, though. That Toyota is looking absolutely supreme here on the streets of Azerbaijan. Kobayashi's going to blast past us even before we get to the DRS line. He's already passed us now down into turn 1, but now we can get the solution now to try and possibly come back now. Also to turn our engine up now to maximum power. We're going to pull back to the inside, are we? You tell me we do pull to the inside into the braking zone. Kobayashi, seeing it's a little French inside. He wasn't expecting us to make a move back up the inside. Kobayashi can try and pull side by side with us now, coming down now into turn 2. Kobayashi sticks his nose backing up the inside, and he's still going to be side by side now with me. Kobayashi, we just hold it around the outside line there. And now Kobayashi will have DRS now to try and come back now. And just once again, he's still gaining now in the DRS. It looks like we've just got enough straight on speed, of course, using our battery power to defend in this case from Kamui Kobayashi. But Kobayashi, he's pretty much a pit stop ahead of us because we've still got to stop again for another set of tyres. So us battling Kobayashi here, he's still effectively a pit stop in front of us. We've still got to try and find 20 seconds on Kamui once we come in for our next stop. Now as we come now through the mid part of the lap now, coming up to the castle section, we're pulling away here on Kobayashi because despite our tyres going off, I think our super soft tyres will still about just have a bit more grip than Kamui Kobayashi's soft tyres, because with the Pirelli tyres that we got, they don't wear out too quickly. But now moving a bit further on, Kobayashi is going to breeze past us now, even before we get to DRS once again. Now we have to tuck back now into the slipstream of Kamui Kobayashi now once again. We'll get on the run down now into turn 1, we're still gaining on the back of the Toyota. I imagine Kobayashi is turning his engine up a bit more as they come down now into turn 1, just not quite close enough to make a move back up the inside of Kobayashi. And then on the run now, down into turn 2, of course, we'll have DRS now to try and come back at Kamui. Down into turn 3 again now, because the DRS detection point we've already passed it, and we should easily have DRS now, and we've already passed the opening point for the DRS. And we're still sparking away, our car is scraping along the ground, and coming up now into turn 3, it's like Kamui Kobayashi actually cleared us this time, he's still not quite close enough to him. Now moving on to lap 15, Kobayashi just pulled away into the distance now. We've actually got Daniel Kvyat in the rebel behind us, so Kvyat needs to work a few miracles in this race if he was to recover anything. He's actually not too far behind us despite the straight line speed deficit that Red Bull has over our Williams. And now then we're coming in now for our second stop of the race. I imagine that everyone else behind us is as well. So you see that actually Kvyat actually carries on for another lap, but I think, yeah, someone has followed us in. So I think that's Pascal Wehrlein. Because I actually haven't seen much of Alonso in the race. I imagine Alonso is still out front leading or something. Who definitely wouldn't be behind us unless we're getting lapped. And after 15 laps, I don't think Alonso's pace is that supreme to be coming up lappers. So definitely Wehrlein behind us. Now coming back out to the pits now, actually, we've got one of the Renaults going to come out side by side with them. Can we just clear this Renault coming now? In terms of it's going to be side by side because we're on fresher tyres, but we're on cold tyres than Renault. On warm tyres than what we are. We're on much warmer tyres. The tyres are up to temperature now. Still control side by side, possibly now with this Renault. I think this is Daniel Ricciardo coming down now. Into turn 3 is going to be me versus Ricciardo in the battle now. We're going to try and hold it on the side line, but Ricciardo is tied up to temperature to outbreak us. And this is definitely not what we needed. We did not need to be held up here behind the Renault. Actually got a 3-wide battle behind with Pascal Wehrlein, the other Renault of Nico Hülkenberg, and one of the Torontos, I think, of Pierre Gasly still as well. Now Wehrlein battling his way here through the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. He's already got past Pierre Gasly as well into the second set. So me and Wehrlein being really hampered here by the two Renaults. I mean, the Renaults, they're not going to care less about me and Wehrlein. They're just running their own race. So currently, we've currently got both of them in the points with Hulk in 11th and Ricciardo up in front of us here in P9. But this Renault, because of course, again, it's almost sliding into the wall. So through that castle section, when we're on fresh tyres, it really doesn't seem to agree with us. Just can't put the power down as we'd like. But Daniel Kvyat, remember, hasn't actually pitted it. He stayed out. He might actually be able to overcut us at this point because he's still stuck behind the Renault here of Daniel Ricciardo. Now coming up now through the first sector. We're again, almost just tapping the wall once again. We're going to have literally no paint left. The Pirelli paint is just going to be gone off our wheels now as our teammate Kubica comes in for his final stop of the race as well. Coming down the start straight, we're going to absolutely need to clear Daniel Ricciardo down this straight before we get to turn 1. We're going now through the SS section here. And we actually get a pretty nice line here, getting very close to the wall once again, but crucially though, avoiding the wall that time. And we're getting so much here in the slipstream on the back now of that Renault because the Renault maybe held us up for a lap through the corners, but the straight line speed has got absolutely nothing on this Williams. Ricciardo goes too fast here to the inside line. We're just going to blast past the Renault blast past the Honey Badger now down into turn 1 and make an easy move there on Daniel Ricciardo. But the question is now, where's Daniel Kvyat? Now actually there's a car coming out of the pits. Is that Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull? It looks like a fairly dark blue car indeed. It is Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull. Actually now Ricciardo's going to try and make a move around the outside, do deja vu. Do the same move that he did to me. Now he's trying to do Daniel Kvyat. Actually Kvyat somehow has DRS as well. Where's Kvyat got DRS from? Of course the detection point is just outside the pit lane, so he got DRS from being behind me or Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo's going to try hard around the outside line, but just can't quite hide around the outside. Daniel Kvyat, of course, those two teammates in seasons gone by. Of course, Renault used to supply Red Bull with engines, so imagine that battle could have got a bit personal between two of them. Now Kvyat's actually going to try and make a move on us now down as well. Kvyat's got some absolutely supreme pace. He's come alive in his final stint to the race, and that Red Bull is so down a straight line speed, but it doesn't even matter for Kvyat. He's going to blast straight past us now, down into turn 1. Now then coming up into turn 2, there'll be nothing we can do here. We have to wait for the. We've already got the detection. We're going so much speed, almost hating down. We're trying to carry so much more corner speed than Daniel Kvyat, but Kvyat actually still pulling away from us there. But actually we're reeling him in how long further this straight goes on. Because that Red Bull may have supreme cornering speed, but without a DRS or anything, it's still just a sitting duck in a straight line. Actually further behind now we've got Pascal Verlaine trying to make his way up the inside now of the lead Renault, which I still think is Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo is still having a good race, finding some good race pace. But Verlaine, though, is just in a much faster car than that Renault, even though Renault thought they would have a pretty good car for this season. Definitely isn't turning out to be that way so far. As they're coming now through the midsection of that now into the old castle section, into the old city. We started keeping pretty good tabs here with Daniel Kvyat, because you think through the corners, this is where the Red Bull with that aging new design chassis should be able to pull away. But it looks like if we keep our engine turned up a little bit, Kvyat's not actually able to pull away from us, so maybe he's having to recharge his batteries or something. Onto lap 18 now. We're still over the back now of Daniel Kvyat. We come now into the final sector of the lap. Kvyat probably having to stay with his battery, just recharge himself after trying to make a move on the stand straight. Actually, go purple there through the second sector. Got supreme pace through that second sector. And I knew we were going pretty quick to try and keep up with a Red Bull through the corners. He's going to come in now through the start finish straight now onto this long back straight. And we're getting now in the SLIPSTREAM, and they're going to be after making cutting it over 200 miles an hour now. So that Red Bull still is no slouch in a straight line. It still hasn't got anything on the speed of this BMW. We're going to blast past down to Kvyat now. Go down to someone and move back onto the racing line as well. Kvyat going to try and torpedo us back up the inside, try and make a dive bomb there. Kvyat not quite close there to try and make a dive bomb, move back up the inside line. But now then, as you come now into turn 2, it'll be Kvyat this time, who has DRS now on the run now up into turn 3. We need to try and get going now. Turn 2, we get a much better run than what we did on the previous attempt. Kvyat still gaining in the DRS now on the back of us. We're coming up now into turn 3. I don't think Kvyat's quite close enough to try and make a move back up our inside line. Now coming under braking now. Turn 3, Kvyat's just going to have to stick behind us now though for a bit longer, and moving a bit further on. Still on the same lap though. We go purple through the first sector once again. Just had to cut out a little bit more from a screen free, so apologies for that. But we actually got Mick Schumacher in front of us as well as car currently in P6. So Schumi may start down in P15. Of course, this is the track where he made his debut last year. Of course, Schumi now is the Formula 3 champion, so he's got a bit more pedigree to his name now. Of course, running a joint campaign with Formula 1 and Formula 3 last season. Now then, the run now through this third section out, and now coming up to the back straight, you need to try and pull away here from Daniel Kvyat, because that Red Bull just absolutely launches out of the corners, even with it being slightly slow on the straight line speed. Of course, Ricciardo, that's Ricciardo, it's Daniel Kvyat behind us. Ricciardo is definitely a bit further back behind Pascal Verlaine, so still in the points though for the Renault. With Kvyat though, he's dropped up behind us. Imagine this lap, he actually has Lewis Hamilton put up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Hamilton in the 20, we haven't seen him all race really from when he made a 3-wide overtake on the first or second lap. He's finding some supreme pace in that Toyota, working out really well. I'm immediately to see where he is compared with Fernando Alonso come the end of the race. But now Daniel Kvyat with DRS, you pull side by side, you're going to blast past us once again. Imagine with that Cosworth engine turned up onto the absolute max. Coming down now into turn 1, going to try and make a move back in the inside. Daniel Kvyat not quite close enough up the inside there of the Russian to try and make a diving move back up the inside. But now on coming down to turn 2, going past the detection point now. It's all or nothing there to try and come back now. Daniel Kvyat, because there's not much longer left to go in this race. So this Williams works well on lighter fuel. We've got ready to channel that pace that this car has now. Coming on the run now down into turn 3, looks like Kvyat though just done enough, and of course that Red Bull will be much better on its tyres than what our Williams is, just with the great chassis that it has. And coming now through the second sector, like Kvyat may have actually just managed to keep it in front of us this time. And now moving now onto lap 25, 26, getting an absolute tank slapper through the cattle section once again. Our tyres are really going off now. And we've got Pascal Verlaine in that Mercedes AMG now coming right up behind us. And imagine, like I said before in the race, Verlaine's pretty much been a non-factor all season so far. It's an absolute nightmare first 3 races. I mean, the first race of the season he had a few car problems, and at Bahrain got some good points there but didn't really feature all too much in the race, and then at China as well, finding himself way down the order. So is this where Verlaine effectively starts his season now with a bit of redemption? Of course, with the engine battles between AMG and BMW, so I imagine this is going to get pretty personal between me and Pascal Verlaine, and of course our two teams as well. But we are down in P8, so Even if Verline does get through, there's still going to be 4 massive points in this race. But now Pascal Verline gaining in the DRS. Now Verline actually going to pull now 2 hour inside on the run now down into tail. I'm going to try and keep it side by side now. Pascal Verline going to try and force him over to the inside, but Verline forces it back equally over to the outside. We're still going to try and floor it now around the outside of Pascal Verline. Use everything now that the tyres have left now, because we come on to the final lap now of the Grand Prix. Still going to hold it around the outside of Pascal Verline. Now in turn 2 we get a great red exit there around the outside. Just running because we force Verline over to the exit. Now we go extremely defensive early over to the inside line now, coming up into turn 3. Verline's going to try to hold it around the outside now, coming into the braking zone. Now for turn 3, Verline still have to keep it around the outside line. We have to switch code view there to pretty much the top T-cam. We still just about managed to keep it in front of Pascal Verline. Now then, coming through the SS section now, in the middle section of the lap here, there's not going to be anything that Verline can do to make a move. I think he wants to try and make our unorthodox move that we did on Carlos Sainz, or the one that Kubica did on Jordan in the second stint of the race now, as they come now past the Fanatec signboard. Now coming now into the old city, to the castle section now, Verline, because he's just going to have to sit behind me through here. No way coming up through these few corners is Verline going to be able to make a move. So we pretty much all effectively corner cut over that curve, because otherwise he can't get turned for that corner if you try to go around it. But now then, coming now out of the old city now, into back onto the power part of the track now. Pascal Verline is actually gaining on, so like Verline may have kept his tyres in better shape. He's gaining so much time now because our car is still sparking away, still scraping on the floor a little bit. Even though we're on lighter fuel now. They come now, they're still sparking away, just showering Verline with sparks now, pretty much trying to use a spark screen almost to keep in front of the German. And now then it's going to be all or nothing now as we come now through the high-speed S now for the final time in this race. Verline's still going to be all over the back of us now, cutting out DRS now on the run up to the finish line. You might not even need DRS, now Verline's going to pull to our inside now on the run now down up to the start finish line. He'll be so close now to Pascal Verline. Verline, he's got DRS open, going to be a drag race now down up to the start finish line. I think Verline coming up to the front line, Verline's just going to beat us off to the finish line, but that has to be one of the closest finishes to a race I think I've ever had, and I'm still going to stick it here around the outside of Pascal Verline. And give Verline a nice wave there, show the respect between me and Verline, because that was a great fight. But now looking at a replay or something, now actually looking here at one of the Toyotas. So is this Kobayashi just in an absolute world of his own, going up to the finish line? And actually, is this Kobayashi? Can't quite tell. Actually, it's Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton's just won the Grand Prix! Hamilton in the Toyota has just won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The 2008 world champion has just took Toyota's first ever Grand Prix race victory. And you can see VJ Malley has actually stayed on at Toyota after selling what was his Force India team to them in 2017. They kept on VJ there as team principal, but Lewis Hamilton taking his first ever victory, and Toyota's first ever victory as well, which is also Hamilton's first victory since Mexico 2016. He's also the 4th different winner in 4 races from 4 different teams. If that doesn't set up an amazing season to come, I don't know what does, honestly. Taking a look at the end race results, and Lewis Hamilton would indeed take Toyota's first ever Grand Prix victory in Formula 1. Just over 2 seconds clear of Fernando Alonso, who comes home in 2nd for Mercedes, and Robert Kubica running off the podium for Williams in 3rd. Kobayashi with a great race as well, will finish in 4th, with Adrian Sutton getting another great points haul, with Sauber in 5th, with Mick Schumacher having a good recovery after his poor qualifying in 6th. Kvyat in 7th, Pascal Verline beating us to the line by less than a 10th of a second. We're in 9th, so we go from pole position down to P9, so still really got to work on our race pace now for the remainder of the season. Jean-Eric Vergne coming home in P10, actually beating his teammate Sebastian Vettel, so a terrible race for the Ferraris, even though they thought they brought all grace this race, which they were thinking would improve their car win. It doesn't really look like that's happened so far. And Daniel Ricciardo just scrapes the last point for Renault in P12. Hülkenberg would just miss out on points, coming home in 13th. But a good race from Pierre Gasly sees the Toro also just over 2 seconds behind the Renault in 14th, with Rio Haryanto in 15th, and Lance Stroll finishing all the way down in P16, so something must have happened to Stroll in this race to be 50 seconds off of the win and down in 16th place. Carmen Jordan finishes in 17th, with Carlos Sainz just nowhere in this race, 13 seconds behind Carmen Jordan as the last of the finishes, as Max Verstappen actually DNF'd the race at some point. Okay, that's something we never saw. And also Charles Leclerc DNF as well, so 2 things, so 2 major drivers we didn't even see DNF, but I think that's definitely overshadowed by Hamilton winning the Grand Prix. Despite only finishing 3rd in the race, Kubica now he still remains at the top of the standings, but he's only 2 points clear now of Fernando Alonso, and 47 points to 45, and Hamilton, with that race victory, more than doubles his points he's already scored this season so far, moves up straight up into P3 on 15 points. And if you look, he was on 12 points before this race, 12 points, it doesn't even get you into the top 12 anymore. But Jean-Eric Verne in 4th on 30 points, 1 point clear now of Max Verstappen, who drops down to 5th. Crucially though, as the lead Red Bull, only on 29 points, 3 points clear of teammate Daniel Kvyat, with Vettel dropping down now into 7th, also on 26 points. Soto remains on 8th, but he's only 1 point behind 5-time world champion Sebastian Vettel now, 25 points as the leader of the Saubers, and actually he's still 1 point clear of us now. We're in 9th, only on 24 points. We've got Mick Schumacher running off the top 10 on 20 points, 5 points clear of teammate Lance Stroll, who's on 15, and Kimi Kobayashi rounds off the top 12, and the second of the Toyotas also on 15 points. Hulk, the lead Renault, finishes the raceways in the point standings in 13th, with Pascal Wehrlein still down in P14, and really has to do something to pick up his season if he wants to try and at least keep that seat at Mercedes for next season, or maybe even for the remainder of the season, unless he really picks up some good form. We've got Daniel Ricciardo in 15th with 6 points, Charles Leclerc in 16th on 4 points, with Haryanto, the last of the point scorers, currently in 17th with 2, with Gasly, Jordan and Sainz still yet to score. Finally now moving on to the constructors standings, and despite Williams' horrible result in terms of points scored for me, Kubica was still doing the work, getting a P3, and that means Williams is now 13 points clear of Mercedes, who move back up now into 2nd place on 58 points to our 71, 3 points clear of Red Bull, who are in 3rd on 55, joint with Scuderia Ferrari, but of course since Kvyat got a win first before Verne won round 3, that moves them ahead, and Toyota shoot straight back up now into P5 after dwindling down in I think 7th or 8th at the end of the last race. Haas dropped down into 6th now on 35 points, 6 points clear of Sauber on 29 points, and that is 23 points more than they scored last season. And then we got Renault down in 8th, only on 19 points. In a year they expected to be challenging for good points and podium positions. It looks like there might be a challenge to actually not finish in 8th. Then you've got McLaren in 9th on 2 points, and Toro Rosso, the only team yet to score so far this season. Remember to vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that will be in the description. And also remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, any more this season or any of my other videos. Also check out my wiki, which will be linked in the description down below for this season, previous seasons, all the teams and the drivers gets updated after every single race. Also remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, they'll be linked down in the description below. Along with the two mods for the I use for the Toyota livery and the Williams livery, so shout out to the two creators of those liveries, they'll be linked down there as well if you want to go download them and give them a try out as well. So thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.